outside, y'all can sit down. Outside of just being leaders in the church, we are leaders at home. Amen. We are leaders on our job. And we are leaders in the courtroom. Who is that? Lord, thank you. Amen. There's leadership everywhere you go. Amen. And also leaders represent what? I told y'all. Rules, regulations.
Government.
That was the word last Sunday. And when you're dealing with leadership, that was in the Bible, the man in the Bible that was drunk, and his son saw him naked. Man gonna come in a minute. And Genesis. He was naked. He was naked.
No, that was Noah.
Noah. It was Noah. Noah was drunk. And he was naked. And one of his sons came in and turned his bike and walked out backwards because he didn't want to look at his father's nakedness. Amen. And one of them exposed him. Amen. What's the right thing to do?
That was Noah's son. They walked backwards and covered their dad.
So, I'm going to tell you, if you see your leaders doing something wrong, what you supposed to do?
Cover him.
You supposed to get in church and expose it all?
No.
It happens.
A very person that is got understanding would know how about doing that. Today, people don't do that because of envy, because of what they can get on a leader. Amen. That's the reason why they're not going to the next level, because of envy. You know, they might look at because he's looking good or he's dressing good. And I tell a lot of people at my job, they talk about why pay tithes. And I explain to them, I said, I don't care if he just go and get 4 or 5 women. I done did my part. God will count him for what he's doing with it. Because we putting it in the storehouse. Whatever happened in the storehouse between him and God.
Who was the leader in the first book of Kings? King Solomon.
Solomon, no.
Would you say he was a leader?
He was a king.
Well, was he a leader?
He was a leader because he was over the kingdom.
That's it. He was ruling and reigning.
He was over the kingdom, but even
at
the same time, he was over the kingdom or ruling the kingdom. But the prophets in those times was controlling them, because a lot of times they went to the prophets for direction.
What about Josiah? Was Josiah a king? Was Josiah?
He was a king.
He was 8 years old. Yeah.
He was a king.
And he was a child. Amen. Amen. When Jeremiah came upon the scene, because in the book of Kings it mentions Jeremiah. Was Jeremiah a king? Was Jeremiah a ruler of
He was a prophet.
Jeremiah was a prophet. Would you say he was a leader?
No, he was a prophet. He was a prophet. He was a leader, but he wasn't a ruler over Israel. He was a prophet.
Amen.
So you got to understand, prophet, and just like Jehoshaphat was a king. So what Jehoshaphat needs to require, he went to Elijah.
Let me ask you a question. I believe he was a leader.
Who?
Now, I'm
Jeremiah.
No. What I'm saying, but
let me explain why I say that. Okay. To become a prophet, you got to have someone to go to.
Right.
Okay. Now, if you have someone to go to, you got to be up under a standard.
No, but what she's saying, was he the leader? Was he the leader? Was he over? No, he was not. Right, he was a leader.
Right.
He was a leader, but he wasn't over.
Right.
He was not over because of the fact that I'm trying to see who was the king in his time.
In Jeremiah?
Yeah, who was the king in Jeremiah's time? See, because you got to understand, there were major prophets and minor prophets.
Right.
All the prophets weren't major prophets. See, so but you
Wasn't he the king in that time?
Who?
In Jeremiah.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I haven't really studied. I'm trying to see with the king. I don't. But anyway, you take it when Jehoshaphat was the king. He was chosen king. And when it came down to Ahab, he was a king. He was a king on his side. There were different nations. They were kings. So Rahab and Jehoshaphat became friends. And when it came down to requirements, Jehoshaphat said, "Well, if there's any other prophet that prophet of God that I can require of." And Jehoshaphat, there was one there. There's another prophet named Micah. He was in Micah, and Rahab said, "Yeah, prophet Micah, but he don't like me. He don't have nothing good to say about me." You cannot expect God to say something good about you when you don't have nothing good in you. So if nothing good is not in you, how can somebody stand up for you and speak good for you when you don't have nothing good in you? In other words, I know that you're a troublemaker. You always you're a bully in the school. So I know you as a bully. So that's how with some people, like what I was saying about how some people say. You hear people say with tithes. You hear some people say, "Well, I should pay tithes," and just right here. When people get themselves in a rut that they are in, they can't actually blame nobody but themselves because they got the Bible right there for them. To give them the when God spoke to me, in a December, he said, he actually told me, he said, to even stop even mention on time. He said, leave them alone. He said, they want to be cursed, let them stay cursed. He said, it don't make no sense for them to be getting up here saying they don't know what is what, and they know my word. He said, he that know my word, and do it not. In other words, he that know the way get whooped by minister stripes, and he that don't know the way. So therefore, if you know how to prosper, and you don't do the things to prosper, and therefore, I told them in Madison, I said this: you want God to give you. You want God to trust you, but you can't trust God. Does that make sense? Huh? You want God to trust you, but yet though, God tells you trust me, but you don't want to trust me. So therefore, if you can't trust God, God can't trust you. Does that make sense?
What do we say the purpose of second Chronicles was? To obey. Okay, let's go to the next book. You can pronounce his name right. Eric. But now we're going to leave off the leaders for a minute, and we're going to start working with the prophets now. Amen.
What chapter you going to?
Eric. What's that right? E-Z-A-R. Eric. The book of Eric. I think I'm saying it right. Go to the next book.
It's Amos?
E-Z-A-R.
E-Z-A. Oh, Eric. Oh, okay. That's right before Amos, ain't it?
Eric. He was a prophet. Y'all know that? What yours say your introduction to that, Minister?
It says the book of Eric and Nahum bear the name of the key teachers in each of the books until the 3rd century A.D. through the book of Eric, and was regarded as a single book. Both books contain material found in each other, and they complete each other.
Okay, Eric was the second of 3 key leaders. He was a prophet that Philip in Mecca of this day. Amen. What's your say, Captain? The introduction.
Israel is not only knew God's word, he believed and obeyed it upon earning all of the Israelites' sins and intermarriage and idolatry. Israel fell in humility before God and prayed for the nation. Their disobedience touched him deeply. His response helped and led the people back to God. I got a lot more.
You heard say what you talking to?
You say is E-R what?
E-D-R-A-D.
I ain't got my seeing glasses on.
You heard say something to me? Your introduction in your life?
It says the fall of Jerusalem and exile of the Jews has brought to an end hope and place in the nation state. Manasseh says, hoping, fueled by the confidence that God has chosen Zion. That's what they should saying.
So it means to humble. A man, a humble, obedient helper. Right? Yeah, and that's what I got right now. A man, a humble, obedient helper.
I'm trying to give you the definition of it. Here, can you see this? Some of this. Right there.
Under the Israel task was to administer the duties and authority from the Israel task was to administer the affairs of the land of the land.
You want me to tell you what it is?
Israel.
But I'm putting it out here so we can have more understanding.
Read it.
Read it.
Israel continues the Old Testament narrative chronicles by showing how God fulfilled His promise and returned His people to the land of promise. After 70 years of exile, Israel's second exodus, this time from Babylon, is less expensive than the return from Egypt because only a remnant chose to leave Babylon.
What book is next to? What's the book before that? Okay.
You know who this is? He's a priest. It says the Jewish priest and scribe who played a central part in the reform of Judea in the 5th or 4th century BC. It says a book of the Bible telling of, you know the word, return the Jews from Babylon and rebuilt the temple.
Bring that book back. So what yours says means?
What it means?
It says you need help. This is a automatic form of the Hebrew word help.
Some kind of way.
And for help,
now this is a book a lot of people never really read. Amen. A lot of people never really study Aries. I'm saying his name right? Aries.
yes.
The interpretation of Aries is a person who takes a proclaim of the Bible to the people to find friends in Aries. He was a student. He was interpreted in a fact of chosen of the Old Testament. Reflected. Amen. He was a Levite. Somebody say amen.
Amen.
Amen. Now, the reason I had all y'all to read all y'all because everybody say something different. But then all again, they always come back and say one thing. Amen. So what was his position?
To help.
He was a mouthpiece. Amen. He was a prophet. What is the prophet's position? It's still dealing with leadership. It's still dealing with leadership. It's still going right back to leadership. Amen. Now, we believe in the fivefold ministry. Amen. Here in this ministry. A lot of people don't believe in the prophets no more. Y'all know that. A lot of religions don't speak about